Hey guys, it's Andy. So for today's session, we're going to change things up a bit. So it's called push interval. So we're going more towards a high intensity end rather than focusing on like strength endurance. So we've got usual warm up, and then we've got a little bit of extra warm up to get our lower limbs ready for a bit of sprinting. For this session, I suggest doing it outside just so you've got a bit more space, but make sure obviously you're following all the social distancing rules. If you don't feel comfortable outside or you don't have enough space to do it, just do it within your own home. Just make sure you get enough room that you can obviously do the shuttles as well as the say all the lunges for the finisher at the end. So for today's session, I filmed everything outside. So we're gonna go over and show you what we're gonna do for the warm up.
The first exercise will be walking lunges in the front right position. For this, you'll need to get elbows as high as you can, keeping the thumbs on the shoulders and making sure we get a good 90 to 90 degree angle at both legs. Next one will be spider with flexion. So for this, we'll start in the press up position, bring foot as close as you can to your hand, and then we're going to raise our arm up so we get a nice direct line from hand to hand. Should feel chest and shoulders opening, as well as obviously warming up those hips. So next one will be walking inchworm with a push up. So you stand up tall, you're going to touch your toes, and you walk to the straight arm plank position, keeping his legs as straight as possible. Perform a push up, and then you'll slowly walk your feet towards your hands. Again, keep those legs straight as you can, just so you feel the pull of the hamstring. This next one's bear crawl, so you start on your hands on your feet, keeping these close to the floor. You're going to move with opposite limbs, keeping that spine neutral. This is scapular push-ups. This will help warm up the shoulders. For the easier version, you'll start on your hands and your knees. You're going to keep your core braced, let the body gently lower until the shoulder blades touch together, and you'll explode the body up as quick as you can. And then for the harder version, basically we'll be in the top of the press-up position. Keep core braced, let the body lower down to the scapulars touch, and then explode up. So for the last exercise, we'll be holding a bodyweight squat hold. So we're going to squat as deep as you can, keep our arms off our legs, keep that spine neutral, and think about keeping your chest up. And we'll hold this bottom position. So now we're going to do a basic plyometric warm up. So the first one is a calf walk. So for this, you can step one foot forward, and then you're going to go up as high as you can for the pull of your calf. And then you step forward, and then repeat calf raise on the next one, and repeat this over the distance. This is a calf walk with a high knee raise. So you step forward, go into the calf raise, and then drive our opposite knee through as high as we can. And then step forward, and then repeat this process across the distance. This is a high skip, so we're going to follow on from calf walk to knee raise. You're going to drive the knee as high as you can, bring up the opposite elbow, and then we'll repeat on the other side as if we were sprinting. Last, we're going to do a broad jump. So what we're going to do is go into a quarter squat and explode and jump as far forward as you can. And then we're going to absorb that force and land both feet back in that quarter squat, and then repeat across the distance.
So for the front mat lunges, you just need to do that over across about 10 meters. Spider with flexion, we'll do 5 on each side. Walking inchworm, we'll do that distance of 10 meters. Bear crawl is the same, that same distance, 10 meters. We'll do 10 scapular push-ups, and we'll hold that squat hold again for 30 seconds. So for the main workout today, we're going to do, you've got a 100 hand release push-up target. So you're going to do as many hand release push-ups as you can, and then each break we're going to do a 10-meter shuttle run. So either measure out 5 meters distance, start at one end, you can sprint to the first end, touch the line or touch the floor, and then sprint back. Once you've done that, you'll go back onto the floor. You'll carry on with your hand release push-ups, and then in the next break you're going to add then 10 meters. So for instance, the first one you just do obviously 2 lengths, and then on your second break you'll do 4, and then adding 2 in every break.
For hand release push-ups, you'll start with the body on the floor. You'll bring your hands off the floor. Once they're back on, you'll drive up to the top of the press-up position. Think about keeping your core brace, keeping a straight line from head to toe, and we'll release back onto the floor and we'll let the hands release. you can't do a full push-up, you can do these from your knee in the same procedure, keeping that body straight, core braced, release your hands, drive up to the top, and then return back to the floor. If you shuttle run, have 5 meters measured out. You'll start at one end, you'll sprint to the other, touch the line, and then sprint back. And obviously then after your second break, you'll do 4 lengths as shown, and then you'll add 2 each break. The idea is to complete your 100 rep target of hand release push-ups in as few sets as possible. So make sure you try and push as hard as you can through the push-ups, and make sure then when you go up to do your interval, you make sure you add 2 lengths every break you take.
So for our finisher today, you can set an 8-minute timer, and then we're going to do 10 prisoner lunges. So again, if we're outside, you obviously start, make sure you have a clear starting point. You're going to do your 10 lunges, and then you're going to bear crawl that distance back. Once you've returned, you'll then go on to do 20 prisoner lunges, bear crawl this distance back, and you go up to 30, and then so on until the timer reaches the end.
For prisoner lunges, you're going to put both hands behind your neck. You then lunge forward, keeping a nice upright position of the body, get a good 99-degree angle at both legs, let the knee lightly touch the floor. You'll lunge until you do 10 reps, so 5 on each leg. Once you've reached that, you'll turn around, you'll bear crawl the distance back, and you'll keep adding 10 onto the lunges until your timer reaches the end.
So that's today's session, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments what time you got for your 100 hand release push-ups, and let me know how many reps you got on the finisher at the end, and I'll see you in the next video.